Welcome back, everybody, to This Is My Bourbon Podcast. I'm your host, Perry, and with me, as he always is, this is my co-host, the whiskey mutant himself. It's Eric Smith.
It's me. I tried to play the song last week, and now I'm trying to make a dance to the song this week.
You're doing good.
I know.
I love it. You're switching it up. You're doing your own thing.
I'm always thinking of ways to make us go a little bit viral.
How's it working?
We gotta get a dance on TikTok.
We gotta do the
more
strategy,
more music, more stuff
based on grifters
dancing. So the next one is the dance. So all the kids will use our song and do a dance.
Okay,
to it.
So let's peel back the curtain a little bit here for just a second. We'll talk about stuff here in just a moment. We got this. This guy definitely doesn't listen to the podcast, so I'm okay with saying it.
What if he does? What if he's like the biggest fan?
If he's the biggest fan,
right, hit me back just to
you
check.
know, and you know who you are, and you know who you are. Send us a message right now, okay? You're not. You're trying to get money out of us. He sent us this message about how we should do better with our content. And he sent me this video basically lining out how he had developed a strategy for us based on Jordan Peterson's content strategy, and how he became viral on the internet. And I sent it to Eric, and I was like, this guy can't be serious.
He was serious.
Right. I think he was. But he was serious about trying to bait and switch. Anyway, we both got a good laugh out of it.
And they sent you a video.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, well, he sent a message first, and then he sent you, and the video just killed me.
That's the video that I was talking about that just like sent us over the edge.
Yeah.
Of like, this can't be real.
I was just thinking that as the thing as a whole. I was like, the text message sent me over.
The first message was wild, where he was like, "Hey, you need to put some music behind your reels."
What we assume reels,
your shorts,
videos.
I swear. Okay, audio listeners, love you to death, and honestly, video watchers, there's no way you could have seen this either. Eric was cleaning out his glasses. He had water in his Glens. Because, we do bonus stuff on patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month. But at $5 a month, you get bonus content over there as well. Every Monday, there's a bonus episode. Every Tuesday, there's the pregame chats and the uncut version of the podcast as well. You're listening to, on Wednesday, the edited version. Whether it's the video version on youtube.com/mybourbon, this is my bourbon podcast, excuse me, which if you've not subscribed yet, on Thursdays I go live. If you're not hanging out with me over there on Thursdays, please do so. We had a great crew over there for my birthday live stream this past week. It was a lot of fun. But anyway, if you're a video watcher, anyway, was what I was getting to. You couldn't have seen this anyway. But Eric was cleaning out his glass. There's many. He was cleaning out his glass, and there was so much water that he threw out of his glass that for a second I thought that you had thrown your Glencairn.
I look at the
Glencairn is what I was trying to say. I'm sorry.
I look at the floor, and like you can't see this over here, but it's pretty open. Like I have my shelves, so it's just an open basement floor, and I realized that's a lot more water than I normally toss.
Yeah.
So I don't. I don't fault you for thinking that, because now I realize how much water I just threw on the floor.
Yeah, it was quite a bit. It was quite a bit.
About as much Nog Creek Rye I poured out on my 69 thing. It was a lot.
By the way, that is something that you can find on Eric's Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Over at Whiskey Mutant.
Yeah.
If you want to follow him there, you can do so. If you want to follow the show on social media, it's at My Bourbon Pod. I'm also at pritter1792. If you want to see what I'm doing in my daily life,
You got music. You got music
which
and
I
stuff.
don't post about my daily life.
You got
on
some
social.
Perry Ritter music.
Yeah, go follow at Perry Ritter Music. If you want to go hear my album from 2014. If you want to hear my single that I put out in February called Cruel.
When's the whole album come out?
When's the whole album coming
new
out?
one.
I don't know, man.
Is that a maternity leave break? Paternity?
Maybe.
Yeah, boy.
That'd be
Little
nice.
acoustic album.
That'd be nice, honestly.
And the whole gimmick is you recorded a whole album while your new child was sleeping, so it was all like it was acoustic, like soft music.
You're joking about that?
No, I'm not.
I might do that.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. I'm always thinking of the gimmick of stuff right now. You know, whiskey and preparing.
Sure.
Imagine putting out like even an EP, like a small little EP, 5 songs or something. You recorded them and you wrote them all while your newborn baby was, and you never hear them cry, nothing like that, because you made the songs appropriate, not to wake them up.
Perfect guitar for it too. Like, I'm not even joking.
All right.
I've got the exact guitar that
Everybody
I could
in the comments, tell them to do it.
Okay, yeah, we'll do it. That'd be all right.
All right, let's
there we
do
go.
Can we eat this?
Yeah, we could do that.
I'm starving.
All right. Have you eaten anything today?
No.
Me neither.
I've been looking at this the whole time.
So we normally kick episodes off with either Flying Blind or Sips and Snacks because the Whiskey Mutant likes to pair whiskey with snacks.
I do. And it's not just pouring stuff over and being like,
he likes to actually pair stuff,
I love
too.
pairing whiskey and food.
Oh, by the way, we're still in the middle of Big Ass August.
Big ass August.
This is our celebration of our birthday month, by the way.
Yeah.
This is not just us celebrating our birthdays where we put out a bunch of bonus content. It's also us reminding you that the best way to support the show is not just by subscribing and telling your friends. It's also by heading to the Patreon and supporting the show. As we already told you about, the links for everything that you can do to support the show are in the description below.
And if you're not supporting the show on Patreon, this is the month to see kind of some extra stuff because you're getting the Blue Run
bonus episode that came out.
You're going to get another bonus episode.
It's not always in the main feed. Sometimes it's on Patreon. Sometimes it's on Instagram. Sometimes it's just all over the place. It doesn't really, we're just doing stuff to do stuff. Sometimes we'll just go live on a whim because it's Big Ass August. We're just doing a bunch of content because we love making content. And we just want to, let you know that there's stuff to be done.
There's stuff to do.
We're doing it. And, it's our birthday month. Eric's birthday's coming up in a few days.
Yeah.
As well.
Don't forget about mine. I have a child whose birthday is the day after my birthday, so it gets overlooked a lot. And I have to buy him stuff, and then I don't have money for myself.
I haven't forgotten about yours.
I know you won't forget about it.
You're medium, right?
No.
Large?
Large.
Okay. Just making sure.
I used to be a medium when I was in that phase where I like my t-shirts a little tighter. Now my style is more oversized stuff.
What about a Hawaiian shirt?
Still large.
Okay.
But I mean, some medium Hawaiian shirts are large.
We'll go large.
Large it is.
Okay.
All right.
I just gave away too much of the game. Anyway, so this was my
tell me about this.
My birthday cake from my lovely wife Lucy. This is
still here for.
I'm weird, right?
We all know you're weird.
Thanks. I started a bourbon podcast when I was 24. I'm a little weird.
Oh my God, it smells so good.
This is my two favorite cakes are not really cakes, I guess. One is carrot cake and the other is cheesecake. This is the carrot cake from J. Alexander's in Lexington, Kentucky.
Down the road
from you. And
I always almost dox myself. So now they just have to look down the road.
People could triangulate you, I think. It's fine. We're not going to cut it out.
Oh, I know. They'll find a way to show up at my house. They always do.
Some people actually have your address.
Yes, I know. Yes.
Don't share it.
No.
This is supposed to be the best carrot cake in Lexington. I will say it probably is. just based on my own personal
Because you
experience.
probably had, if carrot
I've
cake
had
is
just
one of your-
about every carrot cake in Lexington. And this, my friend, is spectacular. I also don't like, and this is going to probably bite me in the butt, I don't like the attention of being sung happy birthday.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know.
I think you're the same way.
Yes. I don't like surprises on me. I love doing surprises. I don't like the surprise to be on me.
I don't like surprises either.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my God. Let me tell you, the key to a good carrot cake is to make sure it's not too dry.
Mm-hmm.
And this
It's the moistest carrot cake.
And it doesn't have too much spice, because sometimes they can put too much spice in it, and you're like, whoa, calm down. Damn.
Yeah.
Do you have a whole cake of this?
No.
Like a whole one?
No. We split up what we had. We each probably had, I don't know, maybe 3 ounces of a cake. So overall,
Sorry, there's a
it
fly.
was probably like a 12-ounce piece of cake.
That's delicious.
Yeah. I mean, just enough, right?
Yes.
So what we're going to do here, is we are going to pair this carrot cake with a whiskey.
Do you want to try the whiskey blind first? Have a little fun.
Yes,
And then
absolutely.
you can be like, okay, this is going to pair. So I'm going to reach around.
So we are doing, huh?
You told me something earlier. I'm going to get a whiskey.
That was in confidence.
I'm going to get a whiskey that I know for a fact. If Perry says anything negative about this, I want you to be 100% honest.
Okay.
If he says anything negative about this pairing, I may relinquish my title as Little Whiskey Mutant. That's how confident I am in this. Like, I really think this is the perfect pairing.
I have I put my full trust into
But
you.
you have to be honest, though.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
But I'm just letting you know, like, my full heart and soul.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. I know you're full.
Bussy.
What? All right, close your eyes.
Right.
And I'm gonna make some noise, because you don't know if I'm gonna go over there. You know I have whiskey everywhere. I'm gonna go over here a little bit.
Hop on pop. Where's the microphone? Here it is. He's moving. This is my favorite type of whiskey mutant. It's the chaotic one.
Should I get something over here?
That was a nice, very light
down here.
tap of the glass.
All right, keep your eyes closed.
I'm not looking.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that to you. So we're actually doing flying blind and sips and snacks. That's how we do it.
We do that all the time. It's the best.
The whole point, I think we kind of lost this along the way. The whole point of flying blind was to like get our palates prepped for the episode. You know what I mean?
Yep. Okay.
So that we were ready for whatever review we were gonna do. Even though, this review, I mean, you already know it if you're watching or listening.
Or you've seen the pictures. Okay, you can open your eyes now.
Okay. Whew.
Oh, did you get that one feeling? Like
A little bit. But I didn't even like hold my eyes closed.
All right.
That's a dusty boy.
Oh,
It's old. Something's been sitting in a ceramic decanter for a little while. And if it hasn't, it might have been in a bottle for a couple of decades.
I think when you taste it, you're going to get this.
Okay. All right. I should have cheered to you, but
Cheers.
that's fine.
I didn't take a drink either. All right. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
I still have a little bit of residual of the carrot cake.
I do too.
And that my mouth is just mouth-gasming right now.
Now, there are raisins in this carrot cake.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not like influencing what I'm about to say. The combination of these two gives it like if you were to put like fruit or strawberries on top of the carrot cake, you know what I mean? Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm ready for the pour over, man.
Let's do it.
It's time. I'm not as confident as you are with the high pour.
Oh my God. When you get that that bourbon, like, oh. Oh my God.
Shut it down. It brings out so much of the brown sugar. It brings out so much.
It's a carrot cake bread pudding, bro.
Exactly.
Oh.
And you know what's funny too? So we were talking on the pregame chats about how I went into the office on my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We went out for lunch as well with my office mates. And you already finished your...
Shut it down, like you said.
He finished his piece. For the video watchers, you can see.
Shut it down.
I won't name the restaurant because I love this restaurant otherwise, and I don't want to shame them for the abhorrent piece of bread pudding that I got, but it was absolute garbage.
Any place that serves bread pudding in Kentucky, you can't serve it unless it's top notch. It
was bad. I wound up eating it on my live stream and trying to do a little pairing with it. I kind of feigned the quality of it for the show. It just wasn't very good.
So this whiskey is one of mine and yours all-time favorite. And you ain't going to see this on the shelf anymore.
No. I kind of guessed based on the dusty quality. Oh. Why did it ring so dusty? This is Kentucky Owl Batch 1 Rye.
Batch 1 Rye. One of the best whiskeys.
Did it not smell dusty to you, too?
Yeah, dude. And it's the bottle's not been... We very rarely ever pour anything out of this because I am, like, cherishing this.
Yeah.
But... I remember always getting like this kind of like raisiny, carrot cakey note on this, and I was like, "There's no way these two cannot pair together."
Because we opened this at Christmas a couple years ago too.
Yeah, batch number 1, 110.6 proof, 11-year small batch rye whiskey from Dixon Dedman himself when he was starting Kentucky Owl. One of the best whiskeys ever. Right here,
I have to agree. Oh, it goes so well with the. Oh, look. I forgot about the candle.
Oh, we should have lit that.
It's already lit. Okay. What have you been drinking recently?
Well, I just recently came back from a little weekend trip with the wife.
You did.
I'll talk about what we did more in tips and bits, and not what you're thinking, you dirty-minded people. Just what we saw. But
that didn't make it better.
I
want to. Okay, hold on. I want to preface this for a second.
Okay.
I want to hear one thing that we could do better with the podcast based on what you saw, and one thing that we could do less of.
Okay.
With the podcast.
When I talk about it?
When you talk about it. Like your two biggest takeaways.
Got it.
Based on what you saw.
Got it. Okay.
At the what you saw. Yes. At your live show.
So as any trip, I usually fill up my little sample bottles and stuff like that. I took I took some of the stuff from, the enemy territory. I took a little bit of My Daily Bourbon, rare character that it's one of those things we're not allowed to talk about, but it was good. I had that as like my pregame, but after the show, we went to this place called Belly and Biscuits, where it was like a little after party type deal thing. And
did you get to see the host?
No.
Oh, that's true.
No, there was just a bunch of people there from the thing. It was anything.
That's cool though.
But there is apparently a bourbon brand called Cody Rhodes.
Shut the front door.
And I kept asking though, because we saw the old fashioned. It said Cody Rhodes bourbon. I was like, is this Cody Rhodes, the wrestler? And they're like, no, we get that a lot. I'm like, are you kidding? Like, you all. This place is Cody Rhodes, and it's not.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, April got an old fashioned. I got old fashioned. I said, also, I want a neat pour.
She went down a slide.
Oh, yeah, that was afterwards. I'll tell you about that. And I was like, well, I want to try this neat too. I was like, Cody Rhodes. And I was like, I've never had Cody Rhodes. I thought it was actually Cody Rhodes.
Send it to me too. I'll put it up on screen for anybody who's watching.
Yeah. And let me just say, it sucks.
Oh, great. Maybe I won't put it up on screen.
No. I think it needs to be put up there.
That's hilarious.
It's
not where I thought that was going.
I got to find it. I don't know. I'll look it up. I'll send it to you.
All right.
And I think, did they spell it like an actual Rhodes and not Cody? Let me see. I have the thing. Yeah, it's Cody Road Bourbon.
Oh, okay.
So
not spelled like
Cody Dusty Rhodes. It's RHOD. Dusty Road, baby. It's Cody Road, ROAD Bourbon. So anyway, I was already. I had Dickel at the show because that was the only
whiskey
other than just normal. Like it was like 100 proof Dickel or Jim Beam White Label. And it was the same price.
You didn't go with Jim Beam?
It was the same price.
You gotta go with Jim Beam, man.
It was 100 proof, though. Neat. A double of neat. 100 proof when you're not worrying about the taste as much. Anyway, I did. I drank some Dickel at this event. Either way, by the time I had my pregame stuff, we had a maple old fashioned at one of the restaurants before the show. I was feeling it, and I kept probably aggravating this waitress, being like, tell me more about this Cody Rhodes. She's like, I don't know anything about this. I was like, fair enough. Okay, I give up. Either way, Cody Road Bourbon, it sucks. It tasted like 1.5-year-old whiskey. Even coming through the old fashioned, bad. Like you could taste the old fashioned and be like, there's something bad in this.
Yeah.
So either way, I tried Cody Road Bourbon, and whoever you are, you got some work to do. So after that, we stopped at a place called 16-Bit, which is a arcade bar.
Oh.
And I even kept some cash because I was like, well, we got to get some quarters. And they're like, no, it's all free.
What?
You just play the games. All free. Yes. So I was like, hell yeah, start playing video games. They have a slide in there. April goes down the slide. I run down the video.
That's the slide.
Yeah. She has her old grandma church purse, which all her contents fall out at the bottom of the slide. Her phone, she had like a cough drop, and like some tissues and stuff. And when all that falls out, this young person slides down right behind her, and I was like, she dropped her drugs, everybody. She's like, and people are like, what? I was like, she dropped her drugs. And she's like, sorry. It was so funny.
Have you ever seen Cop Slide?
Cop Slide?
Yep. So this is I'll give you a little bit of context. This is way off base from anything. This is a Boston slide, right? Excuse me. It got shut down for being too dangerous, right? And a police officer went to investigate it to see if it was as dangerous.
Oh my God.
Okay.
kind of looks like that. Holy! How did he? He almost flies off of it. That's amazing. That's kind of like what it looked like.
I don't know. When I saw that video, when I saw the video of April,
it kind of reminded me of that. All her stuff flew everywhere. So, and then one of my favorite things, there was like a party going on. Man. So like I went to the birthday party and was like, hey.
Oh yeah,
everybody
Caitlin
like,
or whatever.
Katie, I think. Katie's 24th birthday.
Oh, it's so funny.
And when I went to the bar, I was looking at their bourbon selection and I saw Knob Creek up there and I was like,
there you go.
And I'm trying to stick to the theme. I didn't like getting any mixed drinks other than a couple old fashions, but I was like, I said, give me a double pour of Knob Creek. And it was kind of loud, but she was looking around and I was like, what is she looking for? I can see the Knob Creek right there. I was like, what? Did she not hear me or does she not know what Knob Creek is? And so this is funny. I didn't say anything. And the next thing I know, I hear her call somebody over and she goes, where's Top Creek? And she was going, do we have Top Creek bourbon? And eventually she turned around and was like, no, you're good. I was nice about it. I was like, it's right there, Knob Creek. And she was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But she's looking around like freaking out. She's like, do we have Top Creek?
Oh, man.
So I had some neat pour of Top Creek bourbon. And it was fun. So I had a lot of good old fashions, some decent bourbon, some go-to bourbons, and one really bad bourbon.
Yeah.
Cody Road. Whoever you are.
Cody Road.
If you got something better, send it to us and we'll review it. But whatever I had at Belly and Biscuit at the in Indianapolis, not good. Not good.
Well, you want something?
You're drumming.
Yeah. You want something that I have had that is the opposite of
Cody Road?
Cody Road.
Okay.
Bourbon.
You handed that to me very, like, sexual.
Well, I'm just really, really excited for you to have this.
Okay.
This was my birthday present to myself.
Okay.
I always have, the wine.
The one.
And I had missed out on a few releases from Seelbach.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay.
And I finally caught one. This is the biggest, what have I been drinking recently?
Did you post this anywhere or tell anybody?
I dropped it in the Discord just kind of quietly.
Oh.
So you might have missed it.
I can't think of anything because the only Discord post I remember.
Well, I put it was on Friday when you were in
driving,
Andy.
Yeah.
And I was texting with Brian Bikey, Abandoned Bourbon, about it. And I said, I think this bourbon might have just been built for me. Okay.
Okay.
This is the Seelbach 10-year-old Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey Double Oaked.
Oh.
It is 130.2 proof.
Oh. Okay.
We're not the first people online to drink this. We surely won't be the last. But I ordered this a couple weeks ago, and it got to my house right before on Friday I was going over to Mom and Papa Ritter's to celebrate my birthday on Friday. The cork's pretty tight.
I see that.
Yeah.
Brian, why you gotta be so tight about this stuff, bro? My God. I have to use a t-shirt.
It's a Pappy bottle.
That smells good, right?
I know, right? This one's clean.
Whoa. You pouring out water everywhere now?
Yeah, I did, and I got some distance on it as well.
Okay, Brian. Did he pick this? Did he make this work
I'm
happen?
sure he had a hand in the creation of it.
Yeah.
By the way, when I was texting with him, he said we still have a bottle of the Seelbach 9-year being held aside for us.
Yeah.
So that should be here or
Damn.
you know.
And that's not finished. It's just double.
Yeah, this is just double oak.
Because it smells mapley as hell.
Yeah.
It smells like a maple. I'm still picky about finishes, but maple finish are one of my favorite.
Yeah.
It smells like maple pancakes.
Char 4.
Maple syrup pancakes.
It's so pretty. it's so pretty.
Maple syrup pancakes on the nose.
So it's Kentucky bourbon. The double oaking process, the finishing, took place in Florida.
Gotcha. Jacksonville. Jaguars.
Man,
Fuck Trevor Lawrence. That's pretty good.
yeah.
It tastes like maple pancakes. It's a little buttery on the finish.
Yeah.
It's
It's dangerous.
yeah.
I mean, it does not drink like 130 proof.
Nope.
I would like to do. I've been kind of cooking this up in my head recently. I would like to do some kind of double oaked episode comparing, Woodford double oak, Jefferson's twin oak, even this too.
All right.
To just some other.
What's that proof, man? Like,
I know.
There's nothing watered down about this that you normally get in some double oak products, or like if they, I don't know. I like just straight up high proof double oak.
You know what this really reminds me of is the that like salted caramel popcorn you get at Christmas.
Yeah, I can see that.
Brian also recommended adding a little bit of water to it as well, which I just did. We'll let it sit for just a moment while I talk about some of the other stuff I've been drinking recently. On my birthday, I only had a couple pours because I knew I needed to pace myself for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Rest of the weekend.
Big birthday week.
Too. Started out the evening with the Wild Turkey 12-year 101. I got to go back a little bit on the Discord. I'm sorry.
Oh, you did the blind rabbit. I see there too.
I did the what? Oh yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, I couldn't understand what you said. I went with the Dream Spirits Blind Rabbits pick next Bourbon Shower, which they still have a couple bottles left if you're looking. And I just capped off the night with Elijah Craig A120 barrel proof, which reminds me we need to get to
oh yeah, we got that
these.
too.
Maybe we'll do that while we're wrapping up after the the review.
We'll do tips and bits.
Yeah.
And stuff like that with those.
During my live stream, I pulled out a bottle that I kind of forgot that I had, and I only have now like 2 ounces of it left, but it's a bottle from the very first pick I ever went on. That Knob Creek pick with Liquor Barn. And it was one of the two bourbons that we picked.
What was the year on that?
There. 2018?
Was it like a 13?
Oh, it was a 14-year-old pick. Sorry, I misunderstood what you were
No,
asking
I
there.
knew it was around like 13, 14, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
It wasn't one of these little 9 years.
Yeah. 9 or 10 years.
Sorry.
No.
I'm getting
You're getting a little bit.
Knob Creek's pissed me off lately.
We still got to do the bourbon and rye blend review.
Oh yeah,
sometime soon. I had about an ounce of that, and I had a bottle of. So this was of the two bourbons. This is for the G's. The other one was called This is for the Hustlers.
Oh yeah.
This is for the Hustlers was the better of the two, but this is for the G's. Still fantastic. Only had about an ounce of it. Still incredible. Hadn't had it since we picked it.
Yeah.
So 6 years.
Dang.
In between.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It was a nice little birthday treat
I like that.
I got to have. Last night, Lucy and I went out to Barn 8 in Goshen, Kentucky, which is it's a really, really incredible farm to table restaurant out at Hermitage Farm. And I had their bison noodle salad.
That sounds so good.
It was incredible. They
Bison
had
noodle salad.
basically just like ramen noodle underneath. And about like 6 ounces of bison
Oh my god.
on top.
Okay.
It was some of the best beef I've ever had in my entire life.
I'm sure that bison was just right outside your door at some point.
I mean, it was probably dead, but
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It probably was hanging out at that
yeah,
part at some point.
it would have been. But during the dinner, I got a cocktail and then a neat pour with the dinner. But the cocktail was called the Smoking Gun. It was basically a Manhattan, made with Michter's rye.
Okay.
It was
Michter's rye and
really nice.
Cocktails, top
It
notch.
was really, really nice. And then I was talking with the hostess who brought our plates. I was asking about, what you would recommend with the bison noodle salad. And she was like, you thinking about a cocktail or a neat pour? And I was like, well, I'm kind of thinking about Old Granddad 114. And she was like, well, I haven't had that in a while, but I do love that pour. And I was like, let's just do that. And she was like, yeah, and you just let me know how it goes afterwards. And I was like,
I thought she was going to drink with you.
yeah, I wish she
"Shit."
had. I wish she had.
Yeah, let's have that. She sits down. She's like, I'm part of your party right now.
I would love for that to. I always love when that happens. I'll talk about that in a second too, actually. Because I went on a distillery tour yesterday as well. Yeah,
Say what now?
in Crestwood, Kentucky.
What's there?
I'll tell you in a second.
You're teasing me.
I know, right? Anyway, we it was just a wonderful, wonderful dinner, and that's the kind of birthday dinner that I look forward to. Is just a
A good dinner?
small batch, I guess, is the
Small batch
or
dinner.
single barrel
I like
dinner.
Yeah. Farm to table, single
that's
barrel
what I
dinner.
look forward to. I went to the Kentucky Artisan Distillery,
Oh, Jefferson's?
Jefferson's,
Yeah!
yesterday. I had never been there before.
I didn't know you went there.
Yeah.
Nice.
I am really, we talked about this last week, or no, a couple weeks ago. I'm really bad about oversharing. Like, I'm usually just going to tell you everything up front.
Yeah.
And the tour guide was like, have you ever had Jefferson's before? And I was like, well, I kind of have a bourbon podcast.
I've been on a boat before.
I've kind of interviewed Trey Zoller before.
Did you just
too.
go like, yeah, I've had some sometimes?
I kind of was just straight up like, I've interviewed Trey Zoller and I've been to his house and that's where I interviewed him.
Damn, you dropped the mic.
Yeah. And he was like, okay.
Okay, switch the tour up.
Yeah. So, I mean, it made it a lot more like informal.
Mm-hmm.
Where, he was like, I don't know if, Trey told you this. And I was like, it's been a fair few years since I talked to him, since I did that interview. So refresh me on things. But, I hadn't had the core lineup of Jefferson's in a long time. Jefferson's Reserve, the very old batch, incredibly good. Like, if you are, and I know that people are always talking about this, if you are looking for an alternative to Blanton's, it's a really good option to look for. $50, 90.2 proof. It's got some of their older stock in it, right? And I know that it's a small batch as opposed to the single barrel. But I think that it's definitely going to be something that's comparable in the Blanton's sphere, right? You
heard it here.
Look for it.
But
anyway, I got to try a couple of the Oceans voyages as well. Batch 28 and a single barrel from Voyage 32. 32 is a wheated bourbon, which was incredibly good, but 28 was another one of their high rye bourbons. Of course, I lean towards high rye. And I preferred it. But then our tour guide was like, "Have you had the Twin Oak before?" I was like, "Well, yeah, I have, but it's been a long time." And he was like, "I'll get you some Twin Oak too." So we pulled the Twin Oak out.
Dang.
And gave us an extra little pour.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't have got that one.
No, because he's like, we normally have our core lineup plus an extra pour, and every few weeks we switch out what the extra pour is. So I got an extra pour on top of it, and it was just me and Lucy on the tour.
Nobody else.
There were supposed to be 4 other people on the tour, and they just did not show up.
That's rude.
Show up to your tours. What are you doing?
Don't book tours and don't show up.
Come on.
Them.
I mean,
I hope they got charged.
No, apparently they were only going to pay when they showed up.
Don't be like that.
Ridiculous. So dumb. Anyway. We've got a big review.
Oh my God.
We're getting to it. I'm sorry. We've been kind of putting it off. Sorry, Seelbach. We got to put you away. This is the Four Roses 2024 limited edition small batch.
Just one of the biggest releases every year. And the best. Consistently just so good.
I get old. My eyes aren't as good. That's not true. I still have 20/20 vision. 108.2 proof.
No, you don't.
They're blue light glasses.
Don't let him tell you any different. He says that.
108.2 proof.
Okay.
OBSV 12 years.
Okay.
OESK 15 years.
Okay.
OESF 16 years.
Okay.
OBSV 20 years.
OBSV 20.
2 OBSVs, an OESK, and an OESF.
Boy. Oh, come on. There you go.
There we go.
Look at that. You can read it there. There.
This is the second year in a row directly that we've been able to do this review. I'm incredibly excited and honored, again, that we've been able to get this review sent to us. Or the sample sent to us by Four Roses. From them, we're thrilled to introduce our 2024 limited edition small batch. Each year, we strive to bring a new and exciting experience to your glass by blending variations of our distinct recipes to create something you've never tasted before from Four Roses. We hope this year's bright and unique small batch bourbon does just that. Cheers, Brent Elliott. We will talk about their tasting notes a little bit later.
You do the honors.
But can't
Pour
wait.
it up.
Now, last year's small batch LE, it did not disappoint. It was one of our favorite bourbons of the year too, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it did well.
Yep.
For us. We also, that episode was one of the most fun ones we had ever done as well. We went through all 10 recipes of Four Roses. Something I would like to do if you have them available is see if we could potentially recreate a small version of this. Do you have an OESK and OESF?
I don't know. I got several up there.
If you don't, it's okay.
Right now?
Yeah, just kind of, put them side by side. He's got so many bottles bringing over.
So here's a 9-year, 5 months OBSV.
Okay.
Here's a 9-year, 4-month OBSV. Yeah, both of my OBSVs are both the same. Here's a 11-year OESF. And here is a 11-year OESK.
All right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're not really going for, the exact ages.
Right.
It's mostly just seeing if we can recreate
flavors.
the flavors of it.
But first we gotta
Oh, we're gonna go for the
we gotta get into this bad boy.
of course. We only have so much time.
I'm gonna put this right here. We're gonna put this right here.
It's so old. Four Roses. I mean, it just, and we have had 18, 20-year-old Four Roses before. You've got 20-year-old Four Roses.
Yeah.
And this screams creamy, ultra aged Nutella Four Roses.
It smells like Nutella.
I mean, it's decadent.
They know what they're doing when it comes to this stuff.
They do. I think Brent Elliott is just a master
Distiller.
at his craft. One of the things that I get the most excited about when I think about Four Roses right now too is not just, what Brent Elliott has done and what he is doing right now, but what he is going to be doing in the next few years. Right? We now have...
He has the potential to do it legendary. Like, he's already a legend.
Yeah.
But what else can he do?
I mean, we have 10 more recipes.
Didn't they add more?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, we have 20 recipes from Four
20,
Roses that are on the playing field at this point. So, we normally get one edition of the small batch limited every year. I don't know what the amount of stock that they have in store looks like, how much is even ready to be put out. But if we've got 10 years ahead of us, or 10 years, in front of us before there is stock that is ready to be mingled for another small batch, I don't see any reason why they couldn't do 2 small batch releases. There was a time,
A winter and a summer.
a few years ago, when we had a special edition single barrel as well.
Yeah.
I feel like we could do more of those.
Yeah.
There's no reason why we couldn't have more of these widespread releases. And I mean, maybe they're just trying to scale back the big single barrel releases in favor of, stores, restaurants, groups, whatever. But, whatever their output is now, it feels like there is just so much more potential for the Four Roses brand
They could do the craziest stuff.
They could. And I think that the expansion of this line, the expansion of their potential with the small batch LE is infinite at this point.
I agree. All right. Smells like Nutella toast.
Let's go for it.
Let's see what it tastes like. Man, this tastes... The finish on this is so spicy. It tastes higher proof than...
Woo!
What was it? 108.2? Man, that's spicy.
Oh my goodness.
It's definitely got way more spice on the finish than probably some of the recent ones we've had.
It's all cream. It's almost like cold cereal up front.
Like a cinnamon cereal.
Yeah. Not Cinnamon Toast Crunch, because I think that's too big of a flavor. It's almost like Cinnamon Cheerios.
Cinnamon Cheerios. That's a good one.
But the spice on the finish does go away pretty quickly. Like it doesn't linger.
Have a short finish.
$220 a bottle.
Yeah, that's about how it usually is. Hard to get. You usually have to win a raffle or line up miles down Four Roses. Don't they usually do these online now? Haven't they been online the last couple ones? You get win a ticket or win. But
they are doing a limited availability release at the distillery, both Cox's Creek and in Lawrenceburg.
I can't never recommend getting a Four Roses small batch limited. I can't say that the palate on this one makes me giddy like some of the previous ones, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the nose on this. I do think this is a nosing win over the palate win. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm getting, we get really, when these big releases are like this, like we get a little bit more technical, a little bit more specific, a little bit more detailed. Because there's probably a 90% chance I won't have this. I will always I've got several, but they are definitely from 2 or 3 years and before, because the last couple ones have been almost impossible to get. There
is a lot of excuse me, green apple, just kind of like apple cinnamon on the palate. It's so bright for some of the age that goes into this.
Yeah, the youngest thing is 12 years old in this. 12, 15, 16, and 20. And it does not, to me, and this is not necessarily a bad thing, but it doesn't taste like something that has 12-plus-year-old up to 20. It doesn't. It's very bright. A bright cinnamon cereal, like you said, like it's a cinnamon Cheerios. That's the perfect note for me. And the finish just kind of, you get a little bit of it, a big spice, and then it's gone. So maybe that makes you want to go back and get another pour.
It does. I mean, to its credit, yeah, I definitely do want to go back and drink more of it to kind of understand what's going on with it. But I don't know if it's because I'm just dying to revisit it from a, like, this is the best thing I've ever had.
Hand me one of those little cups. And hand me a...
Oh, is this so we can...
I'm going to mix it up in 1 cup, and then I'll pour it over for you.
All right.
I'm going to do just equal parts.
I think that's a fine idea.
Equal parts of everything that we got. That's the same recipes. Let's give it a score before we try our blend here.
I don't know if this is a this is going to come off a little bit as a little bit of a weird statement.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a true barrel proof bourbon, right? This reads like there has been some water added to it.
Well, I think based on all the other proofs of like these single barrels, I feel like, I mean, we've got like up to 120, almost 125 proof on one of these.
Yeah.
This one is almost 120.
The whole point is it seems like the proof has been very it's been crafted. And I think that the proof is what is really, really killing it.
Yeah.
On this release. That being said, though, on past releases, there have been other lower proof, small batch, limited editions, or, proofs that have been in the same range that have not been as disappointing.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been others that have been kind of like heavy hitters. This is it's just not delivering in the same way. I feel like we're talking about specifically the 20-year portion of this. And I feel like it might be a drop of 20-year OBSV.
The 20-year single barrel that we got to try was an instant honey barrel over top the best. And yeah, that single barrel itself probably was better than this whole batch.
Yeah.
Not saying this batch is bad, but yeah, the 20-year, when you said they had 20-year in it, it got me a little excited because I thought it was going to be more like that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Nose, palate, finish, and price. Each category is out of 5. Final score is out of 20. This is our normal reviewing system here on This Is My Bourbon Podcast. What are you giving the nose on the Four Roses Small Batch Limited Edition?
4.5.
Yeah.
Love the nose. The nose is the heavy hitter of this pour.
I completely agree with you. I think it's...
I would smell this all day.
It's pretty close to perfect. I'm going to give it a 4.5 as well. I think the palate, though, is... Man, it's like right down the middle for me. It's a 2.5.
I'm going to agree. Sometimes I'll go down the middle, a 3 if it's kind of leaning towards the thing, but I gotta stick with 2.5 because it doesn't lean towards, it's almost there. It's just, it's mid. It's a mid palate.
Yeah, it hits. It's gone. I think the finish is very much the same, where it kind of like picks up where the palate was leaving off. It introduces a something in the spice category that was...
It's a lot spicier on the finish.
Yeah, that was missing on the palate. There's even like a spiced vanilla too on the finish that was missing on the palate. But then it just like it drops off almost as quickly as the palate does. I think they're honestly kind of about equal. I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
I was gonna give it a 3. I think that little bit of spice kind of does that thing where I think it kind of nudges it up a little bit more than the palate. Not enough, like you said, it drops off, but a 3. 3, just a little bit better than the palate. And then on price, I mean, I can't
fault the price.
I can't fault the price.
Yeah.
I would say
3.5 for me.
I was going to do a 4 just because it's not changed in price really.
You know, you make an excellent point. I'm going to bump it up to a 4.
Yeah. So it's like I expect this price. I would not. This bottle is always going to be a plus $200 bottle, and that's just what I expect. And it's always good. I wanted a little bit more out of this one compared to some of the previous ones.
Fair enough.
I gave it 14.
Yeah, I'm at a 13.5. So it's by no means my favorite release of Four Roses Small Batch LE, but
I won't say don't get it. If that
no,
makes sense.
I'll
if
say
you have the opportunity and it's normal priced, I think you should always have one just for the experience.
Yeah.
So
this one is just not what it's been in past years, you know. So we'll see what our version looks like.
I'm not going to drink all of this right now, but I might save this for later. That smells pretty good. And like you said, I think it's the proof.
It is 100% the proof.
This hits you with bold, floral, but spicy notes.
But you know what's weird? The palate and the finish are doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, they are. The nose, once again.
It's the completely same experience. As far as like the roller coaster of it, I think the finish might be a little bit longer. So maybe it's just the same, like maybe it's the way that the recipes interact with each other.
That's insane.
That is so crazy.
It's the same thing. Like there's definitely different notes. Like this is a little bit more floral, maybe because these are younger bottles, but the roller coaster of the ride is the same. The nose, really good. Palate dips.
Picks back up on the finish.
Picks up just a little bit and then it
dips
goes
again.
Going.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Bonkers. Okay, well.
There you go, bro. That's crazy. Yeah, I love what Four Roses does. I mean, it's not like they're going to make a release every year that I'm going to go crazy over, but it's never a bottle that I'm going to discourage people from getting.
No.
It's always a good experience, but we like to just be honest with you. So,
do you have any high proof hot takes this week?
Not really. I mean, kind of piggybacking on last week. I'm just like, just stop being so negative about every single thing. Like, don't.
Our high proof hot takes are supposed to be us being negative about things. And here we are turning around and going, don't be negative.
Exactly. You know what I mean. People are just too negative. Tips and bits, though.
Tips and bits.
As we said earlier, I was in Indianapolis this past weekend, and I watched a live podcast. This is a podcast that I have grown to love, but it was my wife this is her favorite podcast.
Yeah.
And I will say that your wife doesn't listen to our podcast.
No, she does not.
My wife doesn't listen to our podcast, so I can't fault her for having a favorite podcast. But it's Stuff You Should Know, and it's basically a podcast about stuff you should know. There's just different topics, history, anything, like, you know, and I don't listen to it regularly because I like to listen to it with her. So when we're in the car together, we're on trips, we listen to several episodes. Like we listen to the feud between the Kellogg's brothers about the cereal and stuff. Like that was a good episode. But anyway, we went to the live recording of Stuff You Should Know, and the topic was the Mad Gasser of
Mattoon. Yes.
And they
I
talked
love
about
that story, man.
Apparently, there's even an action figure of the Mad Gasser of Mattoon. So it was fun. I mean, it was sold out. It was a sold out show, like whatever the Egyptian room at the old theater in Indy can hold. It was sold out, and I will 100% say it was sold out. I did not see a seat.
So I asked you.
My takeaway,
Yeah.
after you said that, was I was like, how is our live show compared to this? And they have to have the least stressful live show of all time.
Yeah, because they probably have a team of people who are taking care of like the planning, and
I don't think so.
we'll have to ask them.
It's a table, 2 mics. That's it. That's it.
It's just the two of them.
There's no video behind them. There was a screen projecting their logo. I thought when the show started, it would show a video camera. They don't do video. It's just them two doing an hour and a half of whatever the category is, which was that, talking to the audience. Afterwards, they gave people 5 minutes to come up close if they want to ask a question. And they said, we tried to do a meet and greet afterwards, and it just took too long. So, sorry. They did some questions, and they left. As much as we want to be over the top. And
that's a concert, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's just a straight-up concert.
And we want to, like, make the experience for when we do live shows. We want to talk to everybody. We want to share stuff. We want to make, like, this. My takeaway from their live show is they literally just have fans who are okay with them having a black tablecloth, 2 mics, talk about the thing. See you later, guys. Appreciate it. They're gone. And that's it. It's the simplest thing ever. And I don't know how to say it. Like, when you listen to their podcast, they sound like 2 ordinary dudes just talking about stuff.
Surely we do too.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
Parts of it is the same as us. It's just 2 guys who just enjoy the topic they're talking about or enjoy telling people about stuff. And maybe we try to do, we try to cater to people more. We hear feedback and all that, and we try to change something, or we try to make something more special or whatever. We do our thing and they're gone. So that's my takeaway as somebody who does a podcast, watching a live podcast, that I guess just depending on who listens or whatever, like, you can just set a table up, talk, and leave.
Yeah. On a completely different spectrum, I thought that I hadn't played this game before. I played.
What if you're like, I really have never played hide and seek?
I had heard about it.
I've heard about this game called hide and seek.
I just didn't understand it. I can't count that high. I thought I hadn't played Metroid Zero Mission on the Game Boy Advance before, and so over the past week or so, I just kind of in my free time pounded it out.
Damn,
I don't know a better way to put it.
You know how to put it. You definitely pounded.
Shut up. Anyway, and it's basically just a remake of the original Metroid game on the Game Boy Advance, and it's a lot of fun. It's just a nice little update for it, much more modern mechanics. I also hadn't in a few years played A Link to the Past.
Oh God!
And there's a Game Boy.
Is there a better game?
I know it is one of my favorite Zelda games.
It's always going to be a top,
honestly,
at least a top.
Yeah,
top 5, top 10.
So I went back and played that too. There's a Game Boy Advance re-release that I went back and played again, and man, it holds up. It really holds up. But But that's nothing groundbreaking, nothing different. Just
Link to the past.
go back and play some old video games, and go back and check out how you can support the show, which is on Patreon.
Go back to the first episode when we talked about this.
Go back and listen to the very first episode of This Is My Bourbon Podcast.
Watch this episode 3 times.
Please get our downloads up. Head to patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast and support the show for as little as $1 a month. But at $5 a month, you can get bonus content over there, including the bonus episode that comes out every Monday, which is anything from Pours from the Floor, Samply Irresistible, or Pop Chicka Wow Wow.
Pop Chicka Wow Wow.
On Tuesdays, we do the pregame chats, and you get the uncut early episode of the podcast before the edited version comes out on Wednesdays. And you get access to our Discord as well.
Yep.
You get some merch access as well.
If you want to get some merch, you can go to the bourbonshop.threadless.com. Perry puts all the designs up there. You can get some classic designs here.
I'm wearing the My Bourbon Weekend logo shirt.
And it's distressed.
By the way. Well, yeah, naturally distressed because it's been washed.
That logo a lot. I like that look.
No, it looks really good, but it's just distressed because it's gone through the washer.
Get this shirt, wash it a bunch. It'll look amazing.
Yeah, it looks pretty sweet, right?
Yeah. If you want to send us an email, you can send an email to thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com. If you want to send us a voicemail or a text, you can send that to 859-428-8253. We'll read that, listen to it, all that. You'll be on the podcast. If you want to send us some samples or some snacks or anything, you can send something to
P.O. Box 22609, Lexington, Kentucky 40522.
Yeah, if you want to go to all social media, you can follow me at Whiskey Mutant, follow Perry at PRitter1792, and then the show as a whole, we cross-share stuff and all that at My Bourbon Pod on Instagram. There's a Facebook group, facebook.com, This Is My Bourbon Podcast, answers questions, we'll put you in there, and then just like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the stuff, whatever you're listening to.
5-star rating or review, did you say that already?
Rate, review, like, comment, subscribe, bells, whistles, all the stuff. I got to give Perry his birthday present.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and we didn't even try that yet.
Yeah, we'll do that during the bonus episode for Big Ass August.
Too. So I know you're getting ready to have another kid.
That is true.
You're going to be probably in your basement a little bit more than normal. You're not going to be leaving as much for a while, right?
Oh no.
So we got to decorate this up, okay?
Okay.
Got you a little thing to decorate.
Oh.
All the kids these days are apparently, they like flags to like put on the background of stuff.
Yeah.
So I got you one to hang up. Decorate your space a little bit. I thought you would enjoy this. You know. So.
I saw the sticker on it. It's so big.
Yes, I know. I got the biggest one.
It's the driving crooner from I Think You Should Leave.
So you find a good spot to put that up, you know, when you're doing work. If you're doing a live stream or something, you got a little bit extra decor in there.
Love the driving crooner, man. We're gonna make it look fake. Keep going, keep going. I love it, dude. Thank you.
You're welcome. Love you. Happy birthday.
Love you too. Oh man. I never know what to expect from you at all. Oh, that's fantastic. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next time. Until then, don't make it look fake. Don't make it look fake. Go to our show. I'm Eric. I'm Barry. This is My Bourbon Podcast.